Hi guys, welcome back to this channel. So now we are going to be exploring the HTML, what it means by HTML. So to declare an HTML after writing the file, what you just need to do is that just scroll like this at this bottom. I hope you can see we have what we call HTML snippet. You can type it manually, but if you like, you can just decide to use the tool. If you use the tool, it's going to pop up like this, so you don't need to stretch much. So but I have to explain each term. So let me start one line by line. In the first line, you are seeing doc type HTML. What this thing is telling our document is that what we are trying to write is an HTML of HTML5. This is how to declare it. Well, we begin by using this particular element that you're seeing here. So this tag that you're seeing here, this angle bracket, like a less than sign. So it is the one that is telling the browser that this is a tag. This one is just a tag like this, the way it is, followed by this and the doc type, like the document type is HTML. So you have to type this completely. So after this, that's declaration of our file. We have declared our file that it is an HTML file. So now we have this, the second one that follows here. We have it, and what it does is that it tells our browser that okay, oh, what we are trying to create is an HTML document, but inside this HTML is what all other things is going to be inside. So this HTML starts from here and ends here. Like all these now are not there, all these parts like this, they are not there. Like this is what I'm trying to say. So let me try and move it and cut it off. So inside this HTML, so this is our HTML. So this one we call it open tag because it opens here and it closes here. So this is our open tag and this is our close tag. So when we say tag is just like HTML. So that is what, but the difference between the open tag and the close tag is this particular forward slash. If you notice, this one has a forward slash while this is missing the forward slash. So that's the thing that you need to know about that. So what next is that after knowing the closing tag of an HTML and the opening tag and the closing tag, anything you put inside the tag like this, if you put it like this, like let's say HTML, we close like this. So this is just the open tag, this is the close tag, but I try to put something inside like lang and eng. So that lang that you are seeing, that is telling me that this language, the language that this thing should use is in is an English. All the document that I've wrote is in English. So but if you put it that it is FR like this, it is telling me that it is French. So we have a different language, so you can do more research on that, but we'll be using en. And if you like, you can omit it, like you can delete it entirely, just delete everything that this is not there at all. It will still work fine. Okay, it's complicated. So we are going to be using the lang, and the lang is going to be English. Now after having this, the next thing is that we have what we call head. We have head, so head like this. So this is head. So this is the head. This head is not read, that it is not, we cannot preview the head. So let's say I come here now, so you are not going to see anything in the browser, still empty the way it is. So we have this now, which is the head, but nothing is doing, it is doing nothing here. What you are going to do is that you have to declare this edge like this and put something inside after this edge and this edge. So you will notice that I'm trying to put some tab. So just like jumping it down, what I'm trying to create is that this is the head, which is the open tag for the head, while this is the another head, which is the closing head tag. So not to take much of our time, we have what we also call meta. So this meta, what it does basically is that it is for search engine optimization, SEO. What it does is that anytime someone visits a website, it will help to speed the search engine indexing. So like, how are they going to your site, how is, do you want it to appear, how, what are the content that they are looking for, it to search through your pages. So we'll be talking about all this later, but majorly what this thing is trying to do here on this meta is that it is telling the browser that we have a car set. This car set is character settings, like character settings. So all the character that we are using, maybe you are using other languages in your web page, so it will use UTF-8 format. Maybe you are using emoji, so all those things. So you can easily embed emoji in your tag, like just put emoji like this and nothing will happen. So if you put an emoji like this, let's look at it. So if you preview it, you will notice that they are showing here. So it is because that one is it is there. But inside this heading, you are not allowed to put anything that you want to be you want to display in the body. You want to display the what you see there just now. It is not meant to be there. So everything's supposed to be inside this body tag. So the opening body tag and the closing body tag. If you are noticing it, you will notice that the opening and the closing have the difference of this forward slash. They are the same like this, but this forward slash denote them from each other. It is telling you that the one at the top is the is the opening tag, while this is the closing tag. So now we have what we call page title. This page title is the title that you will give your you are going to give your element, like you are going to give your document. Let's say that this is let's call it nails headline or headline. So that is headline of a nails. Let's say that. So you can put it like this. So if you preview it, nothing is going to happen, because why is nothing happening is that this is going to be showing here. So that is the function of what that is doing. So nothing is going to happen inside this place like this. All this place is empty, nothing is showing. Why? Because this is what the title is doing up here. This is where it is meant to be. So this headline news is the function of this particular title that I put here. So now what we are going to do is that we are not going to tamper with this. So that was just for to title our document what we are writing on. That's for tag. But this tag, we call them that they are nested inside each other. Like this doc type here, it is alone, it stands alone, so nothing is compromising with it. So this headline document type is staying alone like this. Then we are having HTML, which is English. So inside this English, HTML starts from here, then it ends at this position particularly. So it is telling you that you are having your HTML opening and HTML closing. So inside them you have your head, which is all this. You have your head. Your head is all this like this. So this is all your head. So everything inside this place like this is your head. What we are now going to do is that we are going to try and create a little page to display what to know more about tag, because there are different tags. HTML basically is all about tags. This thing that is here now, this is the head. So we cannot put anything here again because it's going to be inside the HTML. But where we can put it now is that we are going to put our content inside the body. So we have to put it inside this place. So inside this body, this way everything we want to write will always be inside this body. Be inside the body entirely, all inside from here to here. Everything will always be inside it. You can put space to make it much larger. So but everything in about HTML in general is always inside this place, except you want to put some information for browser for your website. So we may load resources, like maybe you have an image that is in another site, so many other things like that that we'll be talking about later, so you will be knowing them. But inside this body, what are we expecting inside the body tag? So inside the body tag, after knowing that what tag is, like they are the one that we declare with angle, like this angle and close it to this. So all these things that you are seeing here, all this is a tag, this is a tag, this HTML tag, declaration tag, this it does not have any closing tag. So one thing about tag again is that some of them they have closing tag, while some does not have closing tag. So they only have open tag, and they are not so as we are going along this particular series, so we are going to know why are there some that they are having closing tag and some are not having closing tag. So now let's try and build a page that it will tell us that if we have a headline, it will have a sub headline and a little text inside. We are going to be talking about how to import, how to add image later. So to do that, inside this body now, we have what we call it heading. So we have what we call heading. So they are just like to tell brother that this is heading. But the heading that we are talking about, they are up to 6. Like we have heading. So we have H1, so H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. So what does this heading does is that if you click on it like this, now click define an HTML level 1 heading. So that's it. So let's click on H1. When you click on H1, you are going to have the opening tag and the closing tag for H1. So what is in the heading is that let's say that since this is headline of a news, so let's call this today's news. Today's news. Let's call this today news. Okay, we have today's news to build our heading. So the difference between this heading 1 and heading and other heading, we are going to exploit them as well. But for this only, let's review what we just have right now. When we click like this, we are going to have today's news. So that's it. That's basically what you just click. So on this pure page like this, we are having today's news. Today's news. Now let's create another subheading. So let's explore other heading too. Like what is the difference between H1, H2, H3? So H2. So change this also to H2. So we have a H3. H3. Oh. So let me just be using this is H3. So this one will be heading 2. So to know that this is heading 2 and this will be heading 1, so let me just call it heading 1. So to know the difference between what we are doing, so this is H3. So look at it. So look at what we have. So this is our H1. Our H1 is this. So this is our H1. This is our H2, and this is our H3. So that is here. So all of them that as you are seeing them here like this now. So the declare heading. So like you have a big heading, the smaller heading, so they are decreasing. In short, you'll be decreasing down like this. So let's try and have more heading and see what we are going to have. So let's try. So after the heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, so let's try and have more heading. So let's copy them like this. Let's just copy and paste everything. So we are having H1, 2, 3. So let's say we have 4, 5, and the last one, which is the 6. So 6. So we are having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 4, 5, 6. But I would like to change all this to this is to know what exactly this is heading 1. Okay, let me just say this is H1. So this is H2. So let's have it like this so that will be this is H2. So and this is H3. So this is going to be okay H4. I'm sorry. This is H4. So this is supposed to be H4. So and this is H5. So this is supposed to be H5. So we have this is H5. So we have that now. So the next thing we are going to have is this is H6. So this, and let's just turn it to H6. So this is H6. We now have that. Let's preview and see. So if you want to preview, I don't know, maybe you've been following but you don't know, this is what you are going to click before when you want to preview. This is exactly the button that you are going to click. On that plus button, just click on it, then you will preview after clicking this button. So now that's all we have for that you are having there. So now let's preview. I click on it. You are seeing, can you see this? So this has some, like we are having H1, H2, H3. So we are having all this now. We are having this. So H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. They are decreasing. They are decreasing. They are coming down. So there is no H7. So there's no. We are from H1 to H6. So that's what we basically have. But if you want to check, let's try and check. Let's see what is going to give us. So HTML will not give you error. That is one thing I love about HTML. They don't used to give you much error. Like if you are writing rubbish, they will just be accepting it from you. So let's say we have H7. So which basically is not available. So let's say this is H7. Let's try and check. So when we check, you see this is H7. It is different. The way it is rendered is different. If you see, look at this, you see they are bold. So that's one thing about Edging. Edging will write out the text for you and they will bold it for you at the same time. So that's one thing about them. So as you can see this now, so it is different from others. So this is like just normal text. This is how normal text is going to be. So that's it. So now we can remove this. So I hope you learn. So anytime you want to you need any of those heading, so you can refer back to them. So we have all those heading. So before I will proceed, I would like to introduce you to some things, because as I'm doing this, we need to be documenting whatever we are writing. So in HTML, there is what we call comments. It allows you to add something inside this particular body, even if you write like this without writing inside any tag. So let's review and see. So it's going to still display. Can you see that it is displaying? So this that I'm writing here that is displaying, it is inside the body. If you put it inside the head like this and type and display, it's supposed not to be there, but it will still accept it from you. So if it's other program, they will run it, they will give you back your sheets. We are having this H1, so let's call it today's news or heading. So let it just be heading like this. That's heading of our news. So what I want to tell you is that we have something that we call comments. So this is comments in HTML. This thing particularly that we're seeing here, this is what we call the comments. So what comment does in HTML is that it allows you to, okay, now if I now say that, okay, well, let me put a comment and see what is going to happen. I see what is going to happen. That's why I put the comment. So I click like this. So I say that this is a comment, rather. This is a comment. So let's try and see the difference. So boom, nothing. So it's not going to display it. Even if you put it inside the head, it is going to be ignored. So that's the function of this comments. So if you let's copy and put it inside this head tag. You know this is head tag, right? Open tag. So immediately inside it, so this comment. You see the color itself, it is different from others. So it is grayed out. So meaning that it is not functioning. So that's just for you to know. So if I try to remove this particular particular comment that you are seeing here, it has its own also from here like this, like a tag telling you that this is where the comment starts from and it ends here. So this comment starts from here, it ends here. So if you try and remove this last comment now that is here, what is going to happen is that so we are going to notice that everything is going to be grayed out completely. Can you see that now? So meaning that once you run it, nothing is going to be displayed. Everything has been grayed out. So you have to remove the comments in case you are running your program and you know something like this. This is very important to take note of. So you can easily remove, put it back. So that is a comment for you. We have another thing that we call a paragraph. We have what we call a paragraph in HTML. HTML allows us to write a paragraph, and what that paragraph does is that just type P. Once you type P like this, so it will continue that, okay, what shall we, let me close it. I close like this. Then this is a paragraph. This is how to declare a paragraph. Just type P and close the paragraph. Just put your P in the tag, in the open tag, and put it in the close tag. Then this is a paragraph, just like this, just like that. So we have this a paragraph. Let's preview and see what we're having. So preview and see. So by previewing it now, you see this is a paragraph. So that's it. So it is better than using just your text inside the body directly. So you will get to know much more about usage of this paragraph and other aspects when it comes to CSS, that when you have to style this particular section alone, so it will help you. So that is paragraph.